feel inadequate. Glad it's not leg day.
Well, I gotta say, longtime fan since the league days, and
old school.
Yeah, I love that we are now here talking about Invincible season 3. I mean, the show continues to be one of my favorites. First and foremost, I'd love to dive into sort of Rex's headspace coming into the season. We know he's still sort of grappling with that near fatal fight after King Lizard, but he also still seems to be getting his mojo back. What can you tell me about where he's at mentally going into this season?
You know, I feel like this is a really exciting, cool growth period for Rex. I really think the Lizard League fight, everything that he went through in season 2, and now going into season 3, I think we're watching, I think, the most interesting storyline on Invincible, Rexplode. First of all, let's be clear. The most interesting storyline is Rexplode really growing up, really coming into his own and becoming an adult, which I very much understand. Understanding that his actions have consequences and that his bluff and bluster is just that, and that there is a very scared person under there who needs to grow up.
So what is that like from a performance side when you go into the vocal booth and you know that you're going to get to tap into these different layers than the sort of cocky, egotistical nature that we've seen for most of the show?
Yeah, well, it's really cool because it's absolutely like I'm getting to do cooler, interesting, emotional stuff that's very exciting, but really that is all testament to the writing. In the past, Rexplode oftentimes functions as a, like you're saying, kind of like a bit of humor, a bit of like taking the piss in scenes, kind of really, like a jokey kind of side character. And I think in this season, in these episodes rather, I think he gets to do really incredible stuff and have scenes that have like emotional weight and that really land. And that was really fun to do and to do in the booth. But, I was getting to say really great lines. The scenes they wrote for Rex, much different than just Rex off on the sidelines quipping. It becomes a different character. It becomes a richer character. So, which is always fun to do because you can, listen, I'm always glad to be funny and brash and loud and all that kind of stuff, which is what Rex has been for the most part. But now I think, especially in the Lizard League fight, post Lizard League, the fight, then post Lizard League fight, I think it's a real moment for Rex where he becomes self-aware. And that's interesting. To play a character who's on that journey, very interesting.
I know. I love that moment where he almost explodes on the team and then is like, no, wait, I'm not going to be that person, but then still gets a little quip in at the end.
Well, he's still Rex. Come on.
It's going to take a while. But I love it. So speaking of growth, though, I also find it interesting that we see some certain Guardians members return. I'm trying not to get too heavy into spoilers, but at the same time, we see that sort of cause a schism in the team. I'm curious, what you can share about how that impacts, again, that sort of evolution that he's trying to allow himself to go through this season.
It's interesting. I'm not, it's hard to have, I'll be honest, it's hard to have a rich conversation about this stuff, knowing that I can't speak to very specific moments, And I think that kind of on a big picture, broad stroke scale, I think for Rex, he gets to have different types of scenes with people. He gets to have different moments with everybody. He gets to feel, you're getting to have Rex bounce off of people in a different way. But I think in a larger context, what we're seeing writ large is the continued expansion of this world. What I love about this series, what I loved about these comics was the constant forward movement that is always not just eating everything up, but getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And that to me is very rich. Like the cumulative nature of what's already come, never mind what's to come, is awesome, And so this season 3, I think, is a real crucible season. What a cool season to well, it really is hard. It's hard to talk about this stuff when I can't speak to specific moments.
I know. I don't know how you and everybody else does it, because I would want to spill the beans if I was in your position.
Oh, I would love to spill the beans, but then I'm going to have to answer to Robert Kirkman. And this fucking guy, he's a real asshole.
I know, even though the comics are out there and we know a good portion of how this goes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. I mean, like, you know, and as a comics reader, boy, it's so exciting to be inside of this story that I love so much, that I spent so much time processing. Incredible.
Well, I can't wait to see how that goes the rest of the season. Another thing I love that we're seeing in these early episodes is that Rex is being very supportive in a sense of Mark making, or, you know, sharing his feelings with Eve, even though, again, season 1 was very possessive of her despite his own extracurricular.
That's kind of what I mean. You know, like there's a real sense that he is. Whereas he in the earlier seasons was so narrow focused and so insecure and all of that kind of teenage kind of stuff, that now I feel like he really has broadened. He's emotionally richer. He's able to forge relationships with people that are meaningful and not just superficial. It's great. His stuff with Mark is great. His stuff, Rex's stuff with Eve is great. It's really terrific.
Well, I can't wait to see how that all plays out. I see I got a couple minutes left. So another question I had was, we've already got season 4 confirmed. And I'd love to hear, you know, if you know how far along they are in the development or when you might get back in the vocal booth for it.
I don't know. I mean, I know it's already in process. I know all of that's going on, but I can't speak to where they are in their process. You know, that I'm not sure. You'd be shocked to find out they do not keep me in the loop on stuff until they're like, hey, Tuesday, get in your closet. We need to record you.
That seems to be how it goes with a show this secretive. So I can get it a little bit, but
it's so funny because, and it's really like, you know, at a certain point I had to be like, hey, can I get the full script? I want to read what's up. You know, I want to read everybody else's stuff because I'm only seeing, you know, my couple of pages here and there, you know? So, and when I started getting the full scripts, boy, incredible.
Well, hopefully you get the full script for season 4 soon and you'll get back to recording, because I know we're all eager for it.
Look, I'm trying to give you the finger right now, and I can't.